Section 1. The Symphony of Human Voices. Language is more than just words we string together to communicate our basic needs. It is the very fabric of our identity. It is the vessel that carries our history. It is the lens through which we interpret the world around us. Think of it as the DNA of a culture. It holds the accumulated wisdom of generations. It holds the unique stories that define a people. It holds the intricate knowledge of the environment they inhabit. Every time a child learns the words of their ancestors, they are not just learning to speak. They are inheriting a universe of thought. They inherit a legacy of survival. They inherit a specific way of being human. It is the first gift we receive and the most profound tool we will ever possess. This incredible diversity of languages represents the full spectrum of human ingenuity and adaptability. Each language is a masterpiece of the human mind. Each is a unique solution to how we share our inner worlds. From the whistled speech of the Silbo Gomero in the Canary Islands, designed to echo across deep ravines, to the complex click consonants of the XOO language in southern Africa, each one tells a story of human creativity. These are not simply different labels for the same things. They are entirely different ways of organizing reality. They shape how we perceive color. They shape how we understand time. They shape how we relate to the natural world. This rich tapestry is humanity's greatest treasure. Imagine humanity as a great orchestra. Each language is a unique instrument with its own irreplaceable melody. Some are loud and commanding like brass instruments, spoken by millions across continents. Others are subtle and intricate like a finely tuned flute, spoken by only a handful of people in a remote village. Together, they create a symphony of human expression that is breathtaking in its complexity and scope. The loss of even one of these instruments diminishes the entire orchestra, leaving a void that can never be truly filled. Section 2. A fading chorus. Yet this beautiful and vital symphony is growing quieter. All around the world, languages are disappearing at an alarming rate. Nearly half are in danger of vanishing by the end of this century. This is not a slow, natural process of linguistic evolution. It is a crisis of extinction. On average, one language falls silent every 2 weeks. When a language dies, it is not just a collection of words that is lost. An entire world of thought, a unique cultural perspective, an irreplaceable body of human knowledge disappear from existence forever, leaving behind an emptiness that we are only just beginning to comprehend. Section 1. The Pull of the Global Village. In our interconnected world, the forces of globalization are powerful and pervasive. A handful of languages have become the dominant tongues of international commerce, science, and diplomacy. English, Mandarin, Spanish, and other global languages. Proficiency in them often becomes a prerequisite for economic advancement. For speakers of smaller local languages, this creates a difficult choice. To participate in the global economy, they often feel compelled to adopt a dominant language, sometimes at the expense of their mother tongue. This is not a choice made out of a lack of pride, but a practical decision for survival and prosperity. Imagine a farmer in a remote region who traditionally sells their crops at a local market, conversing in their ancestral language. As global supply chains reach their village, they find that to sell to larger distributors or access international markets, they must conduct business in a national or global language. The younger generation sees this clearly. They understand that to secure a better job, to attend a university, or to engage with the wider world, fluency in a global language is essential. The process is often generational. The first generation may become bilingual out of necessity. By the time the grandchildren are born, the ancestral language may be heard only from the elders. In just 2 or 3 generations, a language that has been passed down for centuries can be pushed to the brink of extinction. Section 2. The language of the classroom. Education is one of the most powerful tools for social and economic mobility, but it can also be an instrument of linguistic assimilation. When children enter a school where their home language is not spoken, not taught, or even acknowledged, they receive a powerful, unspoken message. The language of their family and community is less important. This experience can be profoundly alienating for a young child. They are forced to learn new subjects in a language they may not fully understand, putting them at an immediate disadvantage. This pressure often leads to children speaking the dominant language more fluently than their heritage language, creating a deep internal and communal rift. The result is a cycle of language loss reinforced with each new school year. For thousands of linguistic communities, the school bell does not signal the start of a day of learning, but another step toward the slow, silent erasure of their voice. The global trend of urbanization is one of the most significant demographic shifts in human history. But it is also a major driver of language death. Once in the city, the situation changes drastically. Cities are melting pots. And to navigate this new social environment, a common language is necessary. The city offers opportunity, but it often demands a silent bargain. To join its bustling life, one must quiet the language of their past. For the children of these migrants, the connection to the heritage language is even more tenuous. They are surrounded from birth by the dominant language. The social pressure to fit in with their peers is immense. Speaking a different language can mark them as outsiders. This urban shift effectively atomizes linguistic communities. The daily immersive practice that keeps a language vibrant and evolving disappears. In today's world, we are constantly surrounded by media. This global media landscape is dominated by an incredibly small number of languages. This creates a powerful form of soft power, where certain languages become associated with modernity, entertainment, and global culture. The local radio station playing traditional music in the heritage language cannot compete with the slick production of a global pop star. If a language is not present in the media that people consume, it becomes invisible. It loses its relevance in their daily lives. While some communities are fighting back by creating their own media, they face an uphill battle. They are often competing with multi-billion-dollar industries. It's a quiet and subtle form of pressure, suggesting that the future is spoken in another tongue. When a language dies, a library of human knowledge is lost forever. Now imagine that library being set on fire. This is what happens each time the last speaker of a language passes away. These are not written libraries, but oral libraries, knowledge held in the collective memory of a community. It holds the epic tales of their origins, the genealogies of their clans, the records of great migrations. When the language that encodes these narratives disappears, the connection to the past is severed. A community is left unmoored, with no memory of where it came from. While a linguist might document the grammar and vocabulary of a dying language, this is like preserving a pressed flower from a destroyed ecosystem. It captures a shadow of what was once a living, breathing entity. The silence that follows is a testament to a library of ancestors turned to ash. Section 2. The loss of 1,000 realities. Every language is not just a different set of words for the same objects. It is a unique framework for constructing reality. The structure of a language shapes how they perceive the world. This is linguistic relativity, the idea that the language we speak influences how we think. Consider the concept of time. In English, we often talk about time as a commodity, but other languages conceive of time differently. The death of such a language is the loss of a whole philosophy of existence. This diversity of perception extends to every aspect of human experience, including emotions. These words are tools that allow speakers to identify, understand, and communicate subtle and profound parts of their inner lives. The extinction of a language, therefore, leads to a profound homogenization of human consciousness. As these linguistic realities vanish, humanity as a whole becomes intellectually and spiritually impoverished. Section 3. Forgetting the language of the land. Languages are not created in a vacuum. They are born of place. Over millennia, a language becomes a living archive of ecological knowledge. The names of plants are part of this ecological grammar. When the language that holds this knowledge disappears, the knowledge often vanishes with it. A community may lose the ability to identify which plants are medicinal. An estimated 80% of the world's biodiversity is found on the territories of indigenous peoples. This erosion of traditional ecological knowledge is a tragedy for local communities and a loss for all of humanity. By letting these languages die, we are not just ignoring a library of information. We are burning the instruction manuals for sustainable living. We are forgetting the language of the land at the very moment we need to listen to it most. Section 4. The silence of the storytellers. At the heart of every culture are its stories. They are the moral and ethical compass of a community. These stories are woven into the fabric of a language. Specific cultural references, wordplay, nuances of meaning often impossible to translate accurately. When a language fades, the storytellers fall silent. The rich tapestry of oral literature begins to unravel. The children who grow up without these stories are cut off from cultural education and imaginative development. They inherit a world that is quieter, less magical. This loss is also a loss of art. To lose a language is to lose an entire artistic tradition, like losing a whole genre of music, like losing a school of painting forever. A people without their stories is like a person with amnesia, moving through the present without the guidance of the past. In the face of this silent extinction, a powerful counter-movement is rising. All around the world, dedicated individuals and communities are working tirelessly to keep their languages alive. At the forefront of this effort are the linguists who partner with the last remaining speakers. This is painstaking and urgent work, often a race against time. Their goal is to create a comprehensive record of a language before it vanishes. This creates a permanent archive, a time capsule of a language for future generations. For many communities, this act of documentation is an affirmation that their heritage has value. It is an act of defiance against the forces of homogenization, a declaration that their culture matters. These recordings and analyses form the basis for creating dictionaries, grammar books, and teaching materials. They are breathing life into their heritage and planting a seed for a possible future revival. In the 21st century, the fight to save endangered languages has found a powerful new ally: technology. This digital revolution is democratizing language revitalization. Communities are now creating their own digital resources, tailored to their specific needs. These digital efforts are crucial for bridging the generational gap. Elders hold the knowledge, but the youth are the key to a language's future. It is no longer just the language of the grandparents or of ancient history. It is a living, breathing language that can be used to text a friend, post a status update, or share a meme. The digital sanctuary is not a museum for dead languages. It is a greenhouse where endangered tongues can be nurtured, cultivated, and prepared to thrive once more. Today, however, many communities are reclaiming the classroom as a primary front for language revitalization. A growing movement is focused on establishing language immersion schools. These immersion programs, often called language nests, are having a remarkable impact. They create a new generation of fluent speakers from a young age. They grow up bilingual and bicultural, comfortable in their ancestral world and the wider global society. Elders play a crucial role, coming into the classroom to share stories. This intergenerational model benefits everyone. By reclaiming educational spaces, communities are not just teaching grammar and vocabulary. They are actively healing the wounds of past policies and building a new future. Section 4. A renaissance of voices. When a community decides that its language is worth saving, it unleashes a powerful wave of creative and social energy. Musicians start writing and performing new songs. Filmmakers begin to produce short films. Authors, poets, write new literature. A powerful example of this renaissance is the revival of the Hawaiian language. This success story has become a beacon of hope for other indigenous communities around the world. Ultimately, these efforts are about more than just words. They are about cultural sovereignty and self-determination. In villages, classrooms, and recording studios across the globe, communities are fighting to ensure that their symphony of voices continues to be heard. Section 1. The New Bilingualism. The future of communication may not be a world where everyone speaks a single global language. Bilingualism could become the new normal. Research shows bilinguals often have enhanced problem-solving skills. They also show greater creativity and a more flexible way of thinking. A young person in Kenya might use English to study software engineering online. They might use Swahili to navigate Nairobi's marketplace, and speak Kikuyu with their grandmother. This model already exists across much of the world. This challenges the monolingual assumption in many Western societies. This new bilingualism is about balance, equipping children to join the global economy while giving them the gift of their heritage and identity. Section 2. The Promise and Peril of AI. Artificial intelligence is rapidly emerging as a powerful force, presenting both incredible opportunities and significant risks. Imagine real-time translation tools so advanced they can accurately translate a conversation. This could have life-saving implications in healthcare, access to justice, and government services. However, this technological promise is shadowed by significant peril. AI models are trained on vast amounts of data, and that data is overwhelmingly dominated by a few global languages. The greatest danger is that AI could be seen as a replacement for human speakers. We risk forgetting that a language is a living, cultural practice. The future role of AI must be carefully guided by the communities themselves, ensuring it serves their goals of revitalization, rather than becoming a high-tech monument to a language that is no longer spoken. Section 4. A tapestry, not a monolith. Global languages provide the strong threads that connect us all, while thousands of local languages provide the rich colors and intricate patterns. Hope for this future lies in the countless success stories that are already unfolding. Communities are proving that it is possible to reverse the tide of language loss. These examples provide a blueprint for others, demonstrating that with a combination of grassroots determination, smart educational strategies, and supportive policies, languages can be brought back from the brink. Ultimately, the fight to preserve languages is a fight for a certain kind of future, a future that values diversity over uniformity, heritage over homogenization, and wisdom over mere information. Each language that is saved is a victory for all of humanity, as it keeps another door open, another worldview alive, and another body of knowledge accessible to our collective consciousness. We have seen what is at stake. The loss of a language is not merely the loss of words, it is the burning of a library of human knowledge. But this journey has not been one of despair alone. We have also encountered the keepers of the flame, who refuse to let their ancestral voices fade. These efforts are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. They demonstrate a profound understanding that our languages are far more than tools of communication. They are the very essence of our cultural identities. It is a declaration that every voice, no matter how few people speak it, has inherent value and deserves to be heard. Preserving linguistic diversity matters for every single one of us. It matters because each language holds a piece of the puzzle of what it means to be human. The different ways of thinking and perceiving reality offered by diverse languages provide us with a broader toolkit for solving the complex challenges that face our world. Supporting these efforts is not an act of charity. It is an act of solidarity. When one thread breaks, the entire fabric is weakened. The symphony of human voices is our most precious collective treasure, and it is up to us to ensure that it does not fade into silence. The story of humanity is told in thousands of tongues. Let us work together to make sure that every one of those stories can continue to be told. Every language holds a world of knowledge and culture. Subscribe to Kendu Global Files for more 20-minute documentaries that explore the hidden stories shaping humanity.